One news bite that hit the world really hard was the passing of well-known mangaka, Japanese manga artist Akira Toriyama. Passed away from acute subdural hematoma at the age of 68. He gained notoriety for his popular manga series Dr. Slump, followed by Dragonball. Now, he's regarded as one of the most important authors in the history of manga, and his works are highly influential and popular across all culture. The news of his death rippled around the world. Countless social media profiles and creators remarked on Toriyama's influence on their life. Several well-known artists paid their respects. One Piece's Oda, Naruto creator Kishimoto, and more. World leaders recognized Toriyama's effect on the world. Japan's chief cabinet secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi, French President Emmanuel Macron, and foreign ministers of China and El Salvador issued statements of condolences over his death.
El Salvador?
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, one of the biggest things about what Toriyama did with Dragon Ball and the culture of Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball is huge in Japan, obviously, but it's also heavy here in America in the Black community. Like, we rock with Dragon Ball, and Latin America rides for Dragon Ball. They ride for look, man, Latin America goes hard for Dragon Ball. I mean, I'm serious. Like Mark was talking about, we was talking about earlier, some of these forums and some of these blogs and communities, it is heavy in Hispanic, Latin, Spanish speaking community. Like, they be going in, and you know, it's a good time. So the reach that Dragon Ball had, and not just Dragon Ball, obviously those are his biggest works, and he's done many more, but you know, heavy impact from Toriyama, heavy impact.
Big impact. And it's actually kind of interesting. This one is more rumor mill, so you might have to check me on this, but I heard that actually the Mexican cartels issued a ceasefire on behalf of Toriyama because and like you were saying,
I think I did see that somewhere.
It's so heavy in the Latin American community that they actually had a day of like ceasefire for the Mexican cartels because of it.
Man, you know how fire that is. We talking about a work of art that's really out here saving lives.
So for that, let me see.
Yeah, do check me if I'm wrong there, but that was one of the things that I actually heard. And while you're checking that, I just wanted to kind of go into like Toriyama, of course, in his most famous work, Dragon Ball, but he's also done art for Chrono Trigger and also for Dragon Quest. Toriyama's work, Dragon Ball, was my gateway into anime. It was not the first anime that I saw, but it was definitely the most influential. It was the one that I looked at. I remember exactly the episode. It was the second one, Dragon Ball Z, on the Toonami block, pretty much 5 p.m. or like 5:30 after school.
I think was it 5? What was it? It was it 5 o'clock?
Yeah, I forget when kids get out now. but yeah, it was on. I would rush home to watch it, and I'm watching Toonami, and I see the battle between Goku, Piccolo, and Raditz.
Ooh. And
I had never seen animation like this before. It was so much different than anything that Warner Brothers put out or Disney. These weird guys with spiky hair, this slug-looking dude with antenna fighting this dude in, I guess, armor, but it didn't really look like armor.
Right, like...
And they're going at it like they're fighting, and like I pressed the fast forward button. I used to call it, when I was in school, fast forward fighting. That's what I used to call it, because it looked like you press the fast forward button and they would just go at it. And I'm like, I had never seen that art style before, and I wanted to know more about it. And from that episode, I was hooked. I was completely hooked.
That was definitely one of the gateway anime drugs for a lot of youth in America. Like Noob said, wasn't my first was actually Sailor Moon, and then Dragon Ball afterwards. But like I said many times in this podcast, I didn't have cable growing up, so I had to I watched some episodes, but then my main going into like Dragon Balls, and it came to kids WB with Dragon Ball Z Kai. So I mean, which a lot of people don't like that version because of the censoring and stuff, but it's whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, nah, man, it's Same deal for me. Sailor Moon is what it was. And then, Dragon Ball was right there after it in terms of what got me into anime. And, when I got older, I mean, not too old, but a little bit older, we was on LimeWire and all them things, right?
Oh, shout out to LimeWire. Wow.
Right. That's
the viruses, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was able to go.
Hello,
back
government. We got him. We got him.
Man, look, y'all don't y'all got bigger fish to fry? That's my message to y'all. Y'all got some bigger fish to fry?
Yeah, fact.
Right. Can we fix Social Security? Can we fix minority businesses? Can we fix healthcare? Like, but you worry.
And that's when they hang up. Like,
right. Like, but you. Anyways, so I had seen some Dragon Ball episodes. And obviously Dragon Ball Z was, big time, but it wasn't until I was able to get that I was able to find Dragon Ball. So then I went.
Oh, so you watched Z first, but you watched Dragon Ball. I mean, that's right.
Yeah, I watched Z first.
Well, Z wasn't done. Z wasn't done. It was while Z was still going.
Yeah.
I was watching Dragon Ball because I was like, oh, let me peep this. And then I got hooked on Dragon Ball. I was like, bruh, this is GOAT. And so then watching Dragon Ball Z was that much more fulfilling after the fact. And also too, like when watching, I was like, oh, this should Journey to the West. You know what I'm saying? But it was fire. But yeah, man, like you really just see how, Dragon Ball was kind of like, that Journey to the West / Superman / whatever.
Oh, most definitely.
Earth story.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Z immediately hits you with, but wait, there's more Saiyans. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole Saiyan thing that y'all thought was just about this little tale. Like, no, it's a thing.
It's more than that.
Yeah. And so that really was tight because, it let us know like, nah, we're not done yet. And then of course, I mean, there's a million moments that came after, like there's so many. Yeah.
For me,
I would say, what about you, Frosty? I would ask you that too.
For me, it was watching Z, and it came on. I think at one point they even had it airing in the morning. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like either in the 90s or 2000. They had it airing like in the morning, Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball before going to school. It was like very brief, like kind of slid it in the morning slot on Cartoon Network. But generally, like everybody else watching it on Toonami, I think that was the first that I saw it on Toonami. And I don't necessarily remember when Dragon Ball came into my awareness, but I think when they finally slid Dragon Ball onto Toonami was also another key for me. But I'm gonna throw this out there for y'all. I don't know if you remember this. Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it though. No.
Yeah. What about it?
So in general, like I think like even going back as far as two things that recently say always remembering this movie. Like when I go back to Dragon Ball, I bet you people. Now, not to old head anybody, but like I bet you didn't see that. And this, of course, is the anime movies when they combine the whole season into one movie, and then like add an extra a boss onto the end of the movie that wasn't even in the original. It was like some type of like a alternate timeline situation. So like I don't remember exactly what the movie was about. I have to read the synopsis again. But that movie, like renting that movie from Blockbuster. Hold on, I need my Tylenol. Renting that movie from Block, or at least my parents renting that. I ain't rent nothing. I ain't had no money. My parents.
It was just everybody at the time against whatever king dude or whatever. It was corny, but like I thought it was cool.
But
like Yamcha and then Bulma, they was all
when everybody was relevant. We'll go into that. We'll go into that shortly.
Starting early.
The other thing,
we're supposed to keep this positive. What are you doing?
I was talking about the characters, not Toriyama. It's a great story in general. But the music, I found it recently. I didn't think about it yesterday. It's on Apple Music. I think the original Dragon Ball. I think there's like a Dragon Ball Z album too as well. So I was like, I'm going to dive into that music later on. But like getting to a point where anime music is now on like mainstream music, we had to like look it up on LimeWire. I didn't do it, Basani did. But LimeWire, YouTube.
I sure did. So what they going to do?
LimeWire, YouTube.
What are we really talking about?
Other places you could only find anime music you recorded or whatever. But overall, in general, Dragon Ball was just staple. Whether it's not your favorite, it was there in your rotation of what you watched, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. It was in there.
Or Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on KWB.
That's right.
Did it air on KWD too?
Yeah, that's when Kai came out. Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Oh, well, yeah, you said that.
It wasn't at 10 o'clock for me on the West Coast. But.
And so, one of the things that I really, like, I was really thinking about just Toriyama as a writer and how he had this masterful way, especially through most of his stories, Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball, where he wasn't even really writing as American artists would write. You know, of course, the American sensibility of Western, which was influenced by, you know, Greek plays, comedies, tragedies, whatnot.
Yeah.
You usually have, you know, a protagonist that's trying to do something and the good guy wins in the end, right? Or the protagonist. Toriyama's writings weren't always like that. It was really just a journey. And you really kind of saw that in Dragon Ball, how Goku, yes, he was protecting his friends, but he really just liked to fight. And it really was just the next challenge.
That's really what it was. Yeah.
It was just the next challenge.
He was a crackhead. His crack was fighting. Like,
I mean, if you want to say it like that.
Joint took him away from his family. Joint took him away from it.
It did.
He was like, bro. He was like, look.
I want to fight.
That's what he loved.
He was like, oh wait, it's a good strong enemy.
Yeah. What was it? People were like, oh, I could chill after this tournament. Where'd Goku go? And it's a letter. Hey guys, I'm already off on my next journey. I'll see y'all in a year. It went to train with God at the end of Dragon Ball. Like came back for the tournament. You know, for no other particular reason. You know.
Hey, but he knew that like there was more to his niceness.
Yeah.
And like they unlocked that joint. I mean. That's what happened. Dragon Ball, he had one of the biggest glow ups in anime.
Yeah.
I still say his glow up when he came back it was tall and Milks was like, who are you? It's like it's me, it's Goku. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what? And then I never forget that dude in the tournament tried to punch him and this man disappeared. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, where did he go? you know what I'm saying? Like the whole time, like at least you would hear like the pew or whatever, like going fast or whatever when he fight, you know, General Tao or whatever. But I'm just like, nah, Goku just vanished. I was like, excuse me. No. He's a little too strong now.
You're not supposed to be this nice.
Well, yeah, because now we're getting to the, like, I was okay with him shooting beams as a kid and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, okay, now you're a teenager vanishing on mugs. Like.
Well, and to note that, even to a point where his speed at the end wasn't a technique, that was just his natural speed, because they were already doing that, like the clone technique that he learned watching Tien midway through the series. I think it was his first Budokai when he fought Tien, or was it the second?
I think it was the second.
I think it might have been the first. I think it was the first.
But his first Budokai when he fought Tien and learned the clone technique, or like the way you move so fast that you can, you know, create after image technique. The after image technique. And why he didn't win any of those tournaments, I don't think. He won the final one against King Piccolo.
I think he fought what's his name?
No, Jackie Chun.
Jackie Chun.
After Roshi.
Yeah, it might have been him.
So I forgot who he lost to the first. I think both times he lost to. I think the first time he lost to Jackie Chun. The second time he might have lost to Tien. But Tien didn't. I don't think he felt like that was a win, because they were like going like in the sky with it. And the only reason he lost because Goku hit the ground outside of the city first.
Yeah.
Or no, he hit a car. He hit a car.
Yeah. You remember when he bounced off the joint? He was like, and remember, at this time, Goku's like a child.
He hit a car that was moving into traffic, falling from the sky and fighting a dude with an eye in the middle of his forehead.
This is a child. Like, this is a child.
That led us all, through Gateway to other anime, and I think it really
They was Naruto level then. That Tien would have been would have ran through the tuning exams. That Tien. We talking what? Please.
I know that when Toriyama was alive, each of the mangaka, I think, started a project, and I forget exactly what the name was. Just speaking to the reverence that they have for this man, that each of the current mangaka drew Dragon Ball Z covers in their own art style and like each of them, like Taikubo, Masashi Kishimoto, like a whole bunch of them would draw these iconic covers in their own style, and kind of just all owing it to, hey, we looked up to and we read Dragon Ball growing up, and you could see the influence Dragon Ball. How many manga beforehand had the quintessential power up?
None.
Yeah,
No one. No one.
Battle manga.
Not like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Even the current McDonald's commercial, like as it is recording, they're doing the McDonald's sauce or whatever.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that last night, I think.
And the characters like power up and create a crater or whatever. Like no one.
Yeah.
No one. You know.
Right. It wasn't like that. Like there were people who did get stronger,
right?
But it wasn't like this. This was intense hype,
like a glow
power
about them and whatnot. You know.
And I know people talk about Gear 5. They talk about
Sage mode, like
Naruto's Sage mode,
Bankai, like Ichigo's Bankai.
Yeah.
You know,
but all of that. But you just remember that first time Goku went Super Saiyan.
Oh, bro.
That's like one of my that's cliche, but that's like probably one of my favorite moments of DB.
One of my favorite Toriyama stories too, because it's like, hey, I'm kind of tired of inking everybody's hair. Let's see if we can.
Right.
Let's yellow this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. Well, you know, in the manga, it was just, you know, like blank, and I'm just like, you know, and I get it, but you know, not to differentiate, but like Kentaro Miura, like Berserk, like look at those panels, like that man would have never. Not saying that he's better or anything like that, but like it's different styles,
different choices,
different choices, and like, you know, so it's all valid for me. I mean, you know, the Super Saiyan transformation, and not to like cut you off here, the Super Saiyan transformation was iconic. I mean, by far, but you know, as iconic as it was, like each one that came after, I loved each one that came, because like they really needed to compare, like, I mean, I won't say each one, but each major, because there were many transformations that happened between, and because we
don't discount Goten and Trunks is just like they were fighting one day and fell into it by accident. Like,
well, that's the thing. You had to. I thought what he did that was well was like the shock of the transformation is now gone, because we saw it. Right?
Yeah.
With Goku doing it. So now it's everything surrounding the transformation happening. So now after it, right? Trunks, the shock factor wasn't the Super Saiyan transformation. It was that this kid is a Super Saiyan too. Like, we're just like, wait, we thought there was only one. And then he comes here and now we're like, that's the shock. It's like, who are you and why and what? Like, that was the shock, right? Then when Vegeta gets it, it's about how Vegeta got it. How did he get it? Right?
I didn't care anymore.
All that training.
He was
right.
like,
right. You know what I'm saying? When Gohan gets it, it's you're a little kid about to die in the time chamber. You know, like, and now you're there. But even they know that ain't enough. Like, you went Super Saiyan Gohan, but now you like fourth, and that ain't even enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Gohan goes Super Saiyan, that was not enough. So that's why Super Saiyan 2 was so powerful, because we were like, bro, what is gonna happen? And then he goes further. We're like, hold on, there's more.
Like, wait a minute,
there's more.
Like, he's still going, but like he's still doing something.
So I think every transformation, it was like, how do you surround this transformation with the context to make it fire? Which, and we'll talk about it as we keep going, which is why some of the later transformations might not have had the same impact. But I think that's why for me, as much as I love the first Super Saiyan transformation and the passion that was in it, all the other ones, oh man, y'all,
they were so good.
I'll sit there any day of the week and I will watch that Super Saiyan 3 transformation.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was thinking that was the last impactful,
and I will watch it.
The world shook. Like, okay, well,
he was transforming, and that transformation was dangerous, bro. All the Z fighters were like, yo, stop. Like, what are you doing? They were like, bro, you gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? Because like, this is wild. And then once that scene happened, when his hair started stretching, I was
like, oh.
And then his scream started cracking. His scream started cracking, and I was just like, okay, this is a painful scream now. Like, I feel like he's in pain with this transformation, and all of his friends are worrying for their safety. You got humans running around, stuff falling, like it's chaos. This is like you would be thinking that a world war started, somebody dropped a nuke. No, that's just Goku showing how strong he is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Again,
and then Majin Vegeta. That came from,
Majin Vegeta is
the
like
context is what makes the transformation that much better, because we already saw the shock and we already saw it the first time. So now you got to make the context better so that it's fucking fire. Like,
Yeah.
And I just think that just speaks to the prowess of what, like, even though he was just a very practical writer, he was able to make these circumstances that, were very, very impactful to us. And as you can see from all the people that are lamenting and, holding memorials and whatnot, how much they respect the man, because essentially he kind of wrote the book on the modern day anime transformation.
Yeah. So.
And from that sense, like, I know sometimes people bemoan him about even, forgetting about Super Saiyan 2 or forgetting all of these details. But honestly, like, I think the man just had a story. He had several stories that he wanted to do. I mean, the man was still working on stories to the day of his death. Sandland is pretty much still slated to come out.
It is. It's coming out. I think later the game is coming out.
That's the game, right? That like that's
Sandland,
sales for that are going to be crazy now.
It's they're gonna shoot up definitely now. But I was on it like
I was interested.
We got announced.
I was
like,
interested. It looks cool.
Okay.
It looks cute. It looks cool.
I saw Akira as in Dragon Ball. Oh
yeah.
All right.
He was still working up until the day of his death.
Yeah.
Which is sad, and that's how most men are. I don't know how many of them had a peaceful, happy retirement like before.
I think some of it was passion projects. I know sometimes creators get to the point where they're kind of like, don't talk to me about this thing over here right now, because that's what we latch on to rather than, what their passion is. But I honestly, genuinely think Akira enjoyed a lot of his work. I think he just loved to do the work. He
liked to create.
Guy who wanted to like maybe soak up all the praise, or he was still a very private man. You could even see from the announcement that Frosty read that like they didn't let the world know until a week after his death.
Right.
That kind of reminds me of when MF Doom passed away too.
Yo,
he passed away, right. And like I think the family didn't let him know until like they didn't let the world know until like maybe a week later or something. No,
I feel like it was like a month or something. Like it was like,
well, maybe it was like a month. It was something
or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like it reminded me of when Doom passed away, because like, it wasn't just like a, you know what I'm saying? It was like, we're gonna wait and then let the family be in peace for a minute, then we're gonna tell the world and stuff. So
yeah.
And honestly, just as a writer's thing, and I'll get off my high horse. That's the type of impact that I would want to make in passion.
Right.
And, from him just having the passion to write about these things, making characters whose names are based off of vegetables. And,
which I never noticed until like a couple years later. Yeah. A couple years earlier, I was like, what?
But like you see the passion behind it, and you see not only how the passion came through in the story, but also how it inspired countless others to bring us things like Naruto, like One Piece, like Bleach, like Attack on Titan, like One Punch Man,
etc.
The protagonist who wants to fight, the edgelord and Vegeta that you see in every anime now. Whether it's Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho or Bakugo from
or Sasuke.
Sasuke. You could go down the list.
Yeah.
Like that's just
even JJK, like the
I was gonna say
the three like main characters. The one who's the edgelord right next to So I mean,
the goofy protag who just loves to fight and loves to eat, and there's some type of love for something.
Sage master.
Yeah. And I mean that's what it is. Like with all of these, and I'll say at least as far as we're concerned, in our generation, I mean, when we point out our favorite moments, dog, they are all heavy story-based moments, and not like the cliche moments. They're all like really deep moments that resonated with us from a whole world holistic perspective. When we look at it, we're just like, man, all of that. I mean, even like, some people, way back when, people say, oh, the pain fight, right? Like, no, the pain fight was hype because of everything that was happening before the pain fight that led to it happening. Like, that's why it was hype. Like, it wasn't just, oh, the fight happened. Nah, it was all those things. And that's why that moment was sick. That's why it's some fights that are like empty in many anime. It's like empty fights. Like, they happen, you just go, right? There was plenty of fights that happened in Dragon Ball that were empty, that were really good, but they were empty. You know what I'm saying? But if we look at the ones that had weight to them, right? If we look at the Goku and Majin Vegeta, if we, if we look at that, like,
that was a fantastic fight, by the way.
Look at Vegito versus Vegito versus Buhan, right? Like, you remember that fight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dope. We seeing fusions. We seeing Ultimate Gohan, Majin Buu. That's fire, right? But that Goku Majin Vegeta fight, motherfuckers will say that fight was the hypest moment, because before that moment, Vegeta looked at Goku and said, "Look, I've been waiting for this, and I'm about to kill everybody over here to get you to fight me." Like, that was seasons in the making. Right. Like, that was
great story building.
Like, all this stuff was cool. But like, those moments, I think if we go down, we're like, oh, what's your favorite moment from Dragon Ball? Like, we find that they are tied to that emotional engagement that Toriyama was able to give, like, from those things. A lot of stuff is cool in Dragon Ball. A lot of stuff is cool. But like the stuff that, and again, this goes to Naruto, One Piece, etc. When we look at our favorite moments in anime from a writer's perspective, like Noob was saying, that's what really makes it. That's what makes the difference. You know what I'm saying? When Ichigo is like, yo, welcome to Bleach. Call an ambulance, but call, whatever, 6 of them for them, right? I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I'm already on it. I'm already here. I'm already for it, So, nah, man, it's just big inspiration, man. And that it shows how when you have that blend of hype, of energy, of innovation, and all these things, and good storytelling, then you got this product that really just kind of conveys your joy and your passion, and people will always latch onto it. Like, when you get that passion out there, somebody gonna latch onto it.
I mean, you saw when he passed away. I mean, those outlets that don't really talk about anything like that were talking about this. Like, I saw it posted on CNN. I saw if you follow them, Shade Room, Spiritual Word, all the ones that like deal with like the pop culture stuff. They even had posts talking about Akira Toriyama, how he passed away. Exactly. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith on ESPN talking about it. He pronounced Vegeta name wrong. Sure,
Vegeta.
He was still talking about it.
Wait, did he?
Vegeta.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Macy's Thanksgiving parade where they had Al Roker talking about Super Saiyajin Goku. but again, even
oh my god!
The fact that it's still being talked about, though,
the fact that Goku is the second Japanese character to be in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. The first was Pikachu.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Pikachu.
And the third is Luffy.
I was gonna say Luffy, and then I don't know who's gonna be next.
Naruto.
Probably Naruto.
Maybe Naruto. I
can see Naruto. I can see Deku. I can see him being in there.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
You don't think Deku? My Hero is kind of big right now, so
My Hero is big, but I think that what's his name from Demon Slayer get up there first.
Tanjiro.
Bro, Tanjiro is GOAT, bro. Tanjiro is GOAT.
Yeah.
Look. I already said it before.
It just shows how pervasive Toriyama's works were in America. Like,
the fact that
Oh, go ahead. No, you go.
The fact that to your point of like the inspiration, like remember how when new characters would come out, like I remember before I started watching My Hero, there was that picture that Deku was out and it was older Naruto talking to Luffy and Ichigo. It's like, this kid has potential. And I was like, yo, who are they talking about? And they were talking about Deku. This is like still season 1. Like, I guess the manga probably was pretty far, but season 1 Deku was like, yo, yeah, this kid got potential. Ain't that right, granddad? And they showed us a picture of like Goku with his hands on Naruto and Luffy's head, and Ichigo standing in the middle. this iconic like the iconic picture of Kakashi with Team 7. It's just like, yo, Goku was like Goku granddad, like, you know. Like they pay his respect.
He wasn't one of the big three.
No, it wasn't. But he was the granddad of the big three, and even the picture now of him being the camp counselor to all the little anime characters or whatever. They're all basically, yo, we still son compared to this man right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can't look. You can't. You know, we be joking saying don't come for the mouse about Disney. That's Goku. You know what I'm saying? Goku is that guy, and not just him, but Vegeta too. Yeah. Not just Vegeta, but Gohan too.
I thought
not just Gohan, but sadly Frieza too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these characters, like
I'd rather Cell,
that's their
no respect for Cell, like whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Like this is their measuring stick, because again, like Goku, Vegeta, these good characters, a part of what makes them great is what they had to go up against and who they had to go up against and what they had to do. And so, like, when we talk about all these characters, even when we talk about Bleach, we talk about One Piece, we talk about Naruto, we talk about JJK and all these things, like we talk about what they had to overcome to get to where they are. And like, that is a part of their story too. So like, when it comes to Dragon Ball, we look at, man, like, look at these mugs and look at what he had to overcome. We talking, yo, like, take Cell and let Cell run the gauntlet of every other anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, that joint will be nice, but just remember, he got dogged by Goku's kid as a kid.
Well, the thing about that, the thing about Cell is the only reason, other than the fact that Gohan was immeasurably stronger than him, and even the debate of the fact, there are two debates that I saw. That one,
I want to know if it was immeasurably stronger than Cell. He was
so debate is that one, Gohan could have beat him. Like, at least beginning Cell, like perfect form Cell that he fought at Super Saiyan 1, but he wasn't tapping into his full potential, because Super Saiyan 2 doubles your. I know I've seen it on Twitter or whatever. It's the debate.
It's not true.
So Super Saiyan 2, right, leagues past Cell, even to the point where Cell returned with the Zenkai boost, because one part of him survived in the whole Saiyan boost thing. But Gohan was still stronger.
He was 100% perfect.
Right,
Cell.
and Gohan was still stronger than him, even with a hurt arm.
Correct.
You know, that kind of thing. That kind of was
after saving Vegeta.
Right. You know, so so putting that Cell.
It was more about mindset.
Putting that Cell against
which he did.
Other, you know, like basically, like the one, I think I commented on someone's Instagram that, like, as long as you destroy all of Cell, you're good. If you let him live and let him gain from the defeat, y'all are kind of beat. And it was like a discussion, like, could he fight not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Comic Universe was a conversation. MCU, he could trash it. Right. The comic universe, he's not getting past certain people, but Cinematic Universe, he'll be all right.
I mean, if there, I mean, you know, anyways, my whole thing with all this is say, because we could go, like, look, the comics got a whole.
We have several seasons. You know, no, we have a whole other season to go into this later.
Like, if we have one continuity, like, it's different. But I saw, to your point, Phoenix, about what you were saying, I saw another post that was really cool too. But it was like a ball. It was like all this art of like the anime ball, and everybody was dressed up. It was like Goku dressed up, Tanjiro dressed up, Ichigo everybody was like dressed up, you know what I'm saying? Like all the characters from all the anime was like dressed up at a ball. And I was like, this should be a vibe. Like, if this was like one crossover episode, like everybody having a drink, chilling, you know, chopping it up or whatever, like that'd be tight. But it's like the influence that all these things have had, like y'all said, has reached pop culture, has reached entertainment. Back in 2001, if, you know, Toriyama passed away, this joint ain't hitting ESPN.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This joint would have, this would have been on the.
It would have stayed in the anime community, and that's what you ought to.
It would have been on the early internet, and then we would have kept it moving. Like, that's just what would have happened. But now, like, this is big time, you know? So, but it just goes to show how that product has transcended, you know, these decades, and we've also pulled it with us. Like, we pulled it with us and made it big and gotten it viral and stayed excited about it. You know, like us talking about, yo, like, can they beat Goku? Like, that shit has helped Dragon Ball. like
no, yeah, it did. I was gonna say that. It's like,
know?
And even to this point, to this day, no matter how much Goku has gotten stronger in the series, as far as I understand, he still can't beat Superman. As far as I understand.
Man, I'm tired.
I know.
I'm so tired about it. Like, nobody can beat Superman, bro, because Superman.
That's how he's written.
He's written to be unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? Like Goku ain't written to be unbeatable. He's literally died. He's died.
The point is that he gets
dead.
beat, and then you let him come back. He gonna put pause on you, and if you beat him again, he'll come back again. You know, that kind of thing. So
I like I think it was actually on one of those death battles, or analysis of those death battles between Goku and Superman. What they said, it's what Goku represents and what Superman.
Yes, I remember. I think it was the second one, or first one, or second one. It was early. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, I might butcher this, but I believe it was more Goku represents breaking limits. It's always getting to the limit and going beyond it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas Superman is more of the idea of limitless.
Exactly.
And as an ideal. He's already there, but Superman is more of a written, and people talk about how he's boring and all this, and I'm like, no, you're looking at Superman the wrong way, because what Superman is if I had all the power in the world, even ones that they just give me because the writing demands it, and I choose to use that to help people.
Yeah.
I nerf myself because I know if I get to that level, then
I can do whatever.
We'll talk about the real heroes of the DC universe are Ma and Pa Kent, because
raise that boy right. Raise that boy right.
Yeah. Well, also it's the fact that his costume is different. Like, his costume is Clark Kent.
Oh yeah.
Like he
Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. Wonder Woman is Diana, but
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, but he comes. He is he's Superman. Like that's who he is, and then he puts on a costume as Clark Kent to emulate what these humans are for the sake of their comfort.
Us boring humans.
I saw somewhere he segments his spine to make himself a little shorter, just so the people that can't make the distinction. He does things with his anatomy to make it so that you look and you think he's not. It's crazy.
Well, what's dude who played? Oh my god! Wow, I am.
Which
one? The original? Christopher Reeve.
Yes.
No, I think there's one before him, but Christopher Reeve is the most well known.
Christopher Reeves is who. Well, that's who I'm talking about. Christopher Reeves in the scene. One of the scenes. I just rewatched it because I remember my dad had me watch that movie so much, but I just rewatched this one scene where he was about to tell Lois, and he didn't tell Lois. But when he was about to, the way he took his glasses off and addressed very subtly, just addressed his shoulders and tucked his chin, I was like, and then he changed his mind, didn't tell her, put his glasses back on, changed his whole demeanor, and I was just like, bro, there wasn't no 4K cameras or nothing, but you could see the level of acting that was it was dope, bro. It was dope. He just you know what I'm saying? His shoulders was slouched. He was a little whatever, and then you just seen him very, very subtly. Glasses was off, and he was like a grown man, and you was just you was just thinking when did that happen? Let me rewind. You know what I'm saying? But
look at how you changed when you did that real quick.
Look, bro. Hey, look. I put my contacts in, get my hair did. I'll be a whole nother person. I'll go from you know what I'm saying? Shit, Black Lives Matter to Black Lives Matter.
I was wondering where you're going.
As we could be here all day, I will say it'd be hard to do. We all countless of reasons why Dragon Ball is in our forever favorite series. Even if it's not number one, it might get bumped down, might get bumped up, depending on what comes out years from now, or what changes in our perspective for things going out. But let's try to stick one each of you. Top moment from Dragon Ball, and I'll go last. Whoever wants to go first. One only from Dragon Ball series. Period.
I'll kick it off. I'll give one. So, man, when Goku was fighting Kid Buu, and I've told y'all this on many different occasions too, but when he got the Spirit Bomb from all of Earth, right, and Hercule had to help get the attention of everybody and be like, "Yo, this isn't a game." We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. You know, what I'm
I said
saying?
it was all
Earth is
fake,
like,
but
you're-
it's not now. Trust me.
it's like this is
Yeah.
real, right? And Kid Buu had been doing nothing but exerting energy from the moment he became Kid Buu, right? Immediately, as soon as they ripped everybody out of him and he became Kid Buu, he looked at them and immediately destroyed Earth, and then started instant transmissioning to other places to fight and kill. Like, that's all he was doing. And then went and fought Vegeta and Goku for what seemed like hours. Just energy expenditure, right? And Goku takes his spirit bomb with all the energy from Earth, throws it at Kid Buu, and Kid Buu catches the joint. After all that, and throws the joint back at Goku, and Goku's like, what am I supposed to do? Goku accepts defeat to the point where Dende wished his energy back, and Goku was so acceptant of defeat he didn't even know. They had to tell him. They had to tell him telepathically, "Goku, your energy's back, bro. What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, it is." That is the level that he came up against, and that everybody came up against, and then Goku put him to bed for sure. But we talking about an adversary that is beyond conception. I mean, we talking this the strongest form of Buu. Buu had been terrorizing them forever, and that was the pinnacle of it, where we said, here's the strongest feat of Buu, really, to take the hope of what we've shown you in Dragon Ball, which is the Spirit Bomb, the unbeatable move, the Spirit Bomb, and he's not going to survive it like Frieza did. He's going to throw it back at your main character, and your main character is going to accept defeat, and you're going to watch him almost die. That moment was like, wow. Even though Goku pulled that out, I sat there like, okay, had it not been for the Eternal Dragon, everything is done. Everything is done. You know what I'm saying? So that was just one of many.
That was a good one.
Oh, shucks.
Shucks, guys. Next.
I can go next. I gotta give a shout out to my favorite saga, the Android Saga or Cell Saga, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh, was it Vegeta related?
No. This is actually Gohan.
No.
It was that final beam struggle between him and Cell, where Goku from the afterlife says, "Look, you got one arm. You think Cell's come back and he's stronger than ever, and like everything is riding on this." And
yeah,
Goku
basically.
is honestly, we all harp on the Goku bad dad moments, but right there, he was a father. He was a father to Gohan. He's like,
oh yeah,
which has since been disproven actually by several people.
Dog, I've been saying forever that Goku was a fine
Right.
father. He was just.
By the
he
way,
was just
but to your
bad
point
by
also, Mark, yeah,
human-
like they were like, oh, he's a bad
human
dad. Yeah,
standards.
like,
Bad by human
Right,
standards. Yes.
he tells Gohan, like, you can do this. You've got the energy. You've got Cell's number. All you have to do, kind of like we were saying earlier, Gohan in that moment was stronger than Cell, but he didn't know. He didn't know he was. He didn't believe that he was.
And he had too many reservations. He was still worried about blowing the earth up.
Yeah.
Which is like,
They was like, bro, are you serious? Like, you still worried about this?
And that to me, I think was probably like, it's still one of my most rewatched parts of Dragon Ball Z, is just the fact that Gohan believes in himself. And yeah, he had help from Vegeta, but like, he takes advantage of it and wins the fight, and basically proves Goku right. Like, yes, I am your son, and I've actually surpassed you in this moment.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And it went and showed back. My bad. I'm gonna just add on to this. And the call out to back when they was training, because Goku, when he was training with Gohan in the time chamber, he's seen the glimpses.
right.
Yeah.
But nobody else was in there with them, so they ain't believe him. They was like, "Oh no, Goku just being a stupid idiot." Like
Even Gohan's second dad was like, You have no, he's just a boy.
Yeah. No, why Piccolo got all emotional? Like, bro, get out your feelings, bro. Like,
You're not gonna get my other son killed. That's not what's about to happen.
Like you ain't his daddy, bro. Like, stay in your lane. Like,
Might as well be.
You said, bro, no, he might as well not be. He really, no. When did you ever see Piccolo put food in his mouth? Huh?
In the beginning, he gave him the dragon to kill. No, but he gave him food when he's like kill the dragon with this sword, and then he clothed him before the Cell games. He said gave him some new clothes, gave him some new drip.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
There is a reason Gohan looks up to
I'm telling you right now, everything that happened off camera. Okay, Goku was there for it. Goku was there for that. And if it wasn't Goku, it was Chi-Chi. And guess who paying for that?
Ox King, actually. His granddad paid for that.
Ox King ain't got nothing to pay for if Goku not saving the planet. Everybody.
Chi-Chi being mad. How dare you go fight? Oh, you want me to not? Let's just have dinner and hope that the person lets us finish our meal before he blows us all memory.
Look, we talking by Saiyan standards. He is an elite father.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what's up, because remember, Saiyan fathers would be like, I'm gonna just leave you alone. They wouldn't even, like, you know what I mean? Like, they would go keep doing their own thing. So almost they
they'll cultivate and train. They'll cultivate and train their young. But they're just exactly that's what it is. They just if you not a fighter and we a fighter race, then you a ability. You know what I'm saying? So like what are we doing? But that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But Vegeta was also royalty. You know what I'm saying? And Vegeta learned his compassion, Bulma, through different means. So he was going through this metamorphosis of his parentage. Goku loves to fight, and that's like it. You know what I'm saying? Like Goku, like remember him and Chi-Chi? Like him and Chi-Chi, that was like certain, like he was like, all right, I'll marry you. Like whatever, I'm fighting. It don't matter. Like as long as I'm fighting, I can be married.
He married the strongest woman on the planet at the time.
At the time.
Yeah, I'm about to say it at the time. Yes,
right,
at the time.
Right,
So yeah, that's my favorite moment. I think Goku just telling Gohan, "You can do it," and Gohan finishing off Cell.
Yeah, wavy.
That was a good moment, Noob, and that makes it all the worthwhile of like why I hated when they shafted Gohan after that. But that's another story for another time.
After Bojack movie.
Yeah. So I think my favorite moment, my favorite character is Trunks, but it's not a Trunks moment, actually. It's actually his father that had my favorite moment of.
Oh, I did not expect
I can think of two, but I want to see where you go with this. Three.
Oh, I know exactly where he's going.
All right, which saga am I going to?
The Cell Saga.
I'm thinking Blue Saga.
Cell Saga, no.
Oh, well then I know what he's talking about still then. But like
I'm thinking two out of there, actually. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He was at this moment he was Majin Vegeta.
Okay.
And like,
right.
yeah.
I was like, okay, like
well, I'll say the moment I thought
and like,
but for sure the other moment, yeah.
And like, when he basically he sacrificed himself and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
For like basically everybody, even though at the end like it didn't really work out like that, but it was still like it showed a growth of his character. That's why I liked it a lot, because I'm not the biggest fan of Vegeta, but at that moment I was like, damn, he sacrificed him, and he even need his son in the stomach. It's like, shut up, and like I'm gonna do this for us.
He chopped him back in the neck.
He gave him a hug.
Yeah,
a hug, and then he chopped him in the back.
Yeah, it's like that little love, like, damn, I love you, but
you
know what I'm saying? And then like
you can't come with me where I'm going, son. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, he even had to like, and you saw the tear he shed when he was doing all that. Damn.
Yeah, because he was saying, "Yo, for this is for you, Bulma, for you, Trunks,
yeah, for you,
damn. Goku." I was like,
no, Kakarot.
And the moment before that, where Piccolo came and got the kids, and he said, "Yo, when all this happens, am I gonna have my?" Piccolo was like, "To be dead ass." He was like,
"Am I going to heaven or hell?" You have to ask that question.
He's like, "Bro, are you for real?"
If you have to ask that question, you already know where you're going, my G.
Right. We gonna act like you didn't kill like 200 people like 2 episodes ago, like bro, come on now. But like then Vegeta was like, all right, I figured.
I'm gonna still do it anyway,
and then still does it.
And his body turned to stone, which was really interesting. It didn't vaporize; it turned to stone.
Yeah, bro. It just petrified. They just, I mean, I think they just did that as a way to show how much energy he truly, expended. Because remember, they had went through the point of trying everything to stop Fabu, and nothing was working. He regenerated through everything.
That didn't work either, but Vegeta
whatever. Was like, well, okay, but Vegeta blew him up, and he was like, the only way I can do this is to blow him up in bits. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, you know what? On the safe side, let's go destroy the bits. Piccolo and Krillin was like, let's just be safe. Destroying all the bits of Boo. This man regenerated from the fumes, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, son. Like,
yeah, that's when you knew it was real. It was like, what?
That's when I was like, what? But
you remember that promo too? It was like, Earth's greatest words. Like Vegeta turned to stone, Gohan was knocked out, and Goku got smacked or whatever. And he was like, they had to get him or something. Like he was weak or something like that. And it was like, what can we do? And then the promo then turns to Super Saiyan 3, Dragon Ball Z, like weekdays. It was like. Like basically, the promo's like, what are you gonna do? This bull's gone. Goku's weak. He's like, I don't know what I can do. And then they showed the promoing like Gotenks, like, oh, fusion, like we're all like,
Also, we gotta just a small thing before we get to you, Frosty, and your favorite moment. We gotta talk about, and I feel Corner Foxes definitely don't have a lot to say here. How the stories about Goku. But how many people are there for Vegeta? Like, Vegeta comes in the story, and the growth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's had, like, probably the most growth I've seen in that show, probably.
Prince Vegeta, bro.
That is one of the textbook examples of just character growth.
Well, how?
That edgelord growth.
Prince of a dead race. No planet.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's my question. Was like, how did it differ? It mirrored Piccolo's to a degree, but Piccolo spanned over a series. But Vegeta's was particularly in Z. Piccolo spanned over 2 series, as far as growth is concerned.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's kind of fun too, because
don't do that.
Look, I'm not about to sit here and compare Piccolo's development to Vegeta. Piccolo's fire. But,
it's funny too because as most American kids came into Dragon Ball, first Dragon Ball Z aired, then Dragon Ball. We in the first episode we see that Krillin and Bulma and Roshi, like, they all are like, oh crap, Piccolo's here. What are we gonna do? Goku's knocked out and his son's taken, and now we got to deal with Piccolo. And we're like, why is this guy a threat? Like, who is this guy?
Oh, yeah, technically, yeah.
Apparently, they're just like,
because we didn't have all the context.
You want to go fight this Saiyan dude because I hate him too? And it's like, oh, cool. But everybody's like scared of Piccolo, and I'm just like, wait, do they not like this dude? Is he evil or?
That's a part of why I have to go back and watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like without that context, you're absolutely right.
Because so coming into it was very clear, and it really just ascended.
Yeah.
But nah, you're right. Vegeta went through a lot of change, and he went through a lot of trauma that is just unchecked and untalked about. I mean,
well, now we don't talk about it, but I think Bulma's insurance covers his therapy. Bulma's insurance covers his therapy.
No, Vegeta's therapy is Goku. Ooh. That's his therapy. It is going to this man, giving him something to focus on so he can hone in on his strength and turn his anger at everything into productive, positive energy that he can use to protect people he cares about, people he loves, and grow himself. He went from, I'm trying to kill everybody, and it coming from that to drawing on, I want to be stronger to compete with this guy who was attacking my pride by existing. And even that was growth. Before we talk about him being good, him going from wanting to murder Goku and kill everybody Goku loves, like you, your family, everybody, to saying, okay, I'm now using you and you breathing as an affront to my pride. And that's going to be my motivation. It wasn't positive when he first turned Super Saiyan. He wasn't a good guy. Don't you remember when Goku died on Namek? And he immediately beat the shit out of Gohan. he he was laughing at him like, "Ha, I'm the strongest now." Whooped on, like that's who we're talking about. Like, this is the guy.
I forgot
right?
what stopped him. I think he just left, right?
No, nothing did. No, he went and whooped him, and then Piccolo was like, "All right, that's enough, dog. Like, we get it." You know what I'm saying? Piccolo was like, "All right, we good. Like, that's okay." And Gohan was sitting there like this, like, you know, but he was sitting there crying because his dad was gone. But Vegeta's laughing at him like, "All right, R.I.P." You know what I'm saying? But after that, Vegeta was like, "Okay, I got these heights I gotta hit. I got these new things." What's going on? This is happening now. I'm talking about when Goku. This is later. This is later. Goku come back. All this stuff's happening.
You're touching on Cell Death.
Yes. So like down the road, and what I thought Wade was going to get at, I thought he was going to talk about him and Trunks and them attempting to get stronger as a moment, and then
that was a good moment too.
Trunks trying to protect his pride by not showing how OD.
Yeah, that was a moment. That was definitely a moment. He's like, "Is this pride that I feel or experience?" Right? Sorry, that's not canon, but that basically, shout out to your bridge team for turning that line to exactly how it.
That's not. You can't.
No, I can't quote that. But that's what's frightened in my mind. I need to go watch the original.
Right.
But anyways, like, or even to a point, I wonder his mindset after Goku died in the 7-year period of peace, right? Like, he kept settled down.
Well, he says it. He says it before he flies away. He's like, how could you die like that?
Yeah,
and then your son surpassed me. Like, you've beaten me utterly. I'm not going to fight anymore. That's why he was so happy when Goku came back. That's the only reason he went to the tournament.
Well, he was still training, and he was training. Well, he started training Trunks.
He was training
after they found out Goku was coming back, or was that before? Because when you see him,
it was after. Yeah, it was after I think they found out Goku.
And then Gohan went to Bulma to get the suit, and he saw Vegeta, and Vegeta's like, "You just weaker than you was 7 years ago. That's crazy. I've been still training." Like, but he was so calm. He was so calm, though. You know, another moment I was going to talk about, I thought Wavy was talking about, per se, it was like a third mention when he fought Trunks, and Trunks hit him, and he chopped him back, and he started crying. He's like, "Let's go to the park." You know what I'm saying? Like, you earned it.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah, because Trunks caught him off guard and caught him with a little lick, and he was like,
and forgot himself for a second. Wow. Well, not forget himself, but forgot the whole fact.
He didn't forget himself. He in fact was being Vegeta. He was like, that was Prince Vegeta. Like, you gonna put your hand on this royal, you know, no, bro. Like, again, bro, people gotta remember, Vegeta was raised as a Prince of Saiyans, dog. Like, he was raised to be the next leader of this entire race of people on their planet, bro. Like, that's what, he has this calling on the inside. His pride is so strong, dog. Like, he's supposed to be that. But he'll never be that. He was ripped from him, like taken forcibly by Frieza, and it's just never.
Cried on his first deathbed about it. Yeah,
and Frieza's still here
and beating on them, which I wonder how they'll continue the stories later. But anyway,
oh yeah, what was your moment?
My moment, surprisingly, is one, and all the moments that everybody recognizes, right? And I said entire Dragon Ball series. This is Dragon Ball Z, S, GT, when people want to include it, because it's included. You know what I'm saying? It was inspired by Akira Toriyama. He was an advisor. He didn't write it, but it's a part of things, and he's recognized it now. I think even in graphs that it's an alternate universe, or whatever.
But he was fired.
Yeah. My moment that I think of is from Dragon Ball, I believe, and it's the moment that sticks out to me is when Tambourine killed Krillin. That's the setup. When Tambourine, for those that don't know, watch Dragon Ball, people are like, "Oh, you know, like love Z and like Super." Go back to Dragon Ball. Do yourself a favor. Go find Dragon Ball. Watch that whole thing. Sit down.
It's on Hulu, so y'all can watch it.
Piccolo, or Piccolo's father, or first form, however you want to look at how this metaphors thing goes with Namekians, before they knew they were Namekians, thought they were demons, had children of his own, and one of the forms was called Tambourine. And when we were talking Dragon Ball, I think people were kind of dying in Dragon Ball, but the first time, I think this, at least from my memory, brutal death of someone getting kicked in this frontal lobe and killing him off the rip like that. Didn't blow him up, didn't shoot him, just kicked him in his head, kicked Krillin in his head, and killed him. The feeling that Goku had, like, I mean, Goku was always a happy guy, but I think that was one of the first inklings of seeing raged Goku. And Goku said, my best friend, that was definitely the epitome of, like, I see Black Air Force energy, but definitely, like, hopped on whatever he could, the fastest thing he could find to try to fight Tambourine. And guess what happened, y'all? You guys asked me. But he went and trained. Came back to Tambourine for that old revenge. That whole arc of, like, that was my brother. I'm coming for you. Like that, like.
And Krillin,
I don't think.
And Krillin gave everything.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, those Krillin's first death. I forgot how Master Roshi died. I think Piccolo killed him. If I'm not, or no, we tried to put him in the jar, and the technique killed Roshi, I believe. We tried to entrap King Piccolo the first time. But I'm gonna go the Mafuba when he tried to put King Piccolo in the jar like his master did. But Goku, that, like, watch Dragon Ball for people. God, for the love of goodness, just watch Dragon Ball's, like, intertwining of the characters.
It's easily
amazing. Like, you know, I couldn't talk about Goku's a moment without talking about Krillin, without talking about Piccolo, without talking about Master Roshi, who's his master's ties with why Piccolo is so mad. Like, you, period. Like.
A lot of the things in Z make sense because of Dragon Ball. Yeah. Simply because Dragon Ball comes before Z.
For sure.
It just does.
1000%.
The whole Cell saga is the culmination of a arc in Dragon Ball.
Like, I guess second. I'm sorry. We keep talking moments like moments like remember when Goku ran through the army with a stick with his power pole. He beat the whole army with his bare hands as a child. Like.
Could you imagine working in the army, seeing this little kid come and could you imagine being in an army base and some child comes and beats the shit out of all y'all? Like, bro, come on now. Like, come on. Like, could you imagine? Like, you just trying to work. You got to go home to a shitty meal, bro, after work. And this
I gotta be shitty, yo.
Because it probably was. And you got some kid coming through beating the shit out of you and all your homies.
I'm sure the Red Ripper wasn't paying him that great either. So probably was, like, really just all the conditions.
Like, hold on, dog.
So much so that the entire army just stops their world domination and just
didn't they focus?
Like, solely create things.
Yes.
Because of your pull-up. Because of your pull-up.
This old man.
It's still
this old man created some type of robot that we didn't even know about, following you, Saiyan Saga. No. We'll take all through Dragon Ball, the rest of Dragon Ball, into the Saiyan Saga, and we figured that's all we needed. And his robots were going to be strong. No, didn't he? Yeah, no. I thought the robots would be strong enough after that point. So he built the androids to meet and exceed what he thought was their peak at the Saiyan Saga. Like, could you imagine? Like, and, I mean, Trunks knows what it was like, where they stopped after they came back from Namek. But, like, if they imagine he didn't go to Namek, oh my God. He would have waved and killed everybody. Like, Android 20, like, I think, well, I don't know, because remember, like, Trunks' timeline, 20 and 19 didn't happen, which is a whole other concept in general. Like, I wonder what, like, either what happened, whether they didn't get built, or somehow Trunks coming back changes him and makes 19 and 20, 17, 18. That's a debatable topic too, I think, in several forums and over the years of why those other two things exist.
You could get the lore answer, you can get the writer answer.
Very good point.
Right. I don't think that. I mean, I think the answer is cool. I don't think the answer is as important. Personally, like, I think either way, I think it was about Gohan and what that meant to Trunks, and, like, in his timeline, because we saw the world, right, as if Goku not being there in that traumatic period, and what Gohan was called to do, and how Gohan was not able to do it, and what that meant for Trunks. And, like, again, like y'all said, this is built, like, this whole alternate timeline is built off what we know in the current timeline. Like, when we sit and thought about that after realizing what happened, we're like, damn, Gohan must have been really traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Like, he at this, at the time when it started, was still a boy when he was charged with needing to defend everything. And he failed at doing it, giving everything he had.
I believe he was 18.
Not as quickly.
At the end of it all.
Well, right. And it was just like, he's sitting there giving again, not unlike what Krillin, well, I mean, obviously that happened faster than him and Tambourine, but Krillin gave everything he got and then got that ill front snap kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was it. What happened to Gohan, future Gohan, was brutal. And Trunks was there for it. And Trunks is sitting there like, yo, I can't take this right now. And then he dies. All he's got left is his brain, his smarts, the little bit of power up that he got, which ain't enough. Fortunately, though, you know, they was in another weight class, another financial class, you know, so they could make some things happen that everybody else couldn't make. But they went on this journey and was able to get retribution. But I think, like y'all said, man, all of that is just points to why the series was so captivating.
His genius mom that made a time machine, because people sleep on Bulma, like, you know.
Ain't nobody.
New frames.
She made the Dragon Radar.
Well, she didn't make the capsules. Her dad did, but like the way the capsules are so important in Dragon Ball too. Like
the radar was the Dragon Radar.
She remade the Saiyan armor and improved it. Like
improved it.
Wasn't it supposed to be stronger, or was it like more durable or something like that?
I'm not convinced that the Saiyan armor was like made better.
Also, just right quick, can we talk about how this man, Toriyama, made the greatest literary get me out of jail card of all time? Just gather the 7 Dragon Balls and you can do what you want. I can kill off as many characters I want.
We don't.
Well, how many characters succeeded in immortality?
They're
how
all
many characters? So it's like people thinking, like, you know, when you see like the people that might wonder, but like, well, why is the older Namekians are aging, but Piccolo been around for a grip? It's like, well, that's because he wished for eternal youth, and it's still happening. He still has eternal youth. Period. In Dragon Ball.
I'm gonna tell you right now, them rules been broken so many times, and and Toriyama's broken them recently. Like, he broke them joints in the movie, in the Gohan movie. He broke them in the manga with what's his name what's his name, Granola.
Oh yeah, Granola.
Like, them joints are broken, and it's okay, but they're supposed to be a plot device, and that's exactly what they end up being.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like to me, it's one of the greatest literary plot devices ever, because you, like, death, like, you can kill off characters, you can bring them back, you can get power-ups, you can locate things that you want. You have a problem, get the Dragon Balls, and then have another party come after them, so you can make it a race, basically Namek. Like,
you can wish to be the strongest person in existence right now, but tomorrow somebody could. It's like genie wishes,
right? You know, you have to be very particular about the words you use. Like, Piccolo got endless youth or whatever, eternal youth. Garlic Jr. has immortality. Let's see where he's at.
Right.
I think who else was successful in getting what they wanted in general? Like, people wish for the things, but like people that were like the people, the villains, like,
wish.
You know, like Piccolo got
every time they wish somebody.
No, but that was the result of the struggle. I'm talking about the person that like Garlic collected them and made his wish. Like, it wasn't like Frieza. Well, things were stopping Frieza from doing so, because if he had gotten one of those wishes off of him, a rap at the time. But like, you know, like the villain of the joint getting the hands on it, making the wish. What are you gonna do about it?
GT.
Yeah.
GT.
Yeah.
GT.
Because they wish Goku to be a kid for something.
And but look what it cost them. Like, Piccolo wishing for eternal youth, still got killed. Garlic wishing for immortality, still got pushed into a hole of nothingness. The wishing for Goku to be a kid, his body changes to a grown man to turn Super Saiyan 4. Like, you know, there's like the wish happens. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you what's gonna happen after the wish. Look at the dragon, like, yo, dog, like, look, you asked for this. I didn't tell you that these things won't happen after. I just said I gave you what you asked for. I'm going to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Like, don't wake me up again for a while. Otherwise, I'm about to be toxic and break into 7 dragons
ever again.
Right. Y'all not supposed to see me except once every
100 years. Didn't y'all see y'all? Hold up, like, you know, the iPhone. Didn't y'all wish for me like 2 years ago?
Yep.
What y'all want now?
Waking up seeing the same 7 people you always see.
Right, like, bro, y'all again? Like, what is happening here, dog? And then looking at Bulma with the radar, like, yeah, hello. I'm gonna see you again next week.
Oh, didn't say she like get the Dragon Balls to wish for youth or something like that? That's how she staged youth or something.
Yeah, it was implied, I think, in the movie that she had been doing that for a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But look, that's the brilliance that is Bulma. Bulma is OP. Okay, Bulma's OP. She is. I think so.
Yeah.
Right? Like Bulma has a time machine. All right. She's got capsules out the wazoo. She's got the dragon radar. Like, let's be honest. If Bulma wanted to a long time ago, she could have went and caused chaos. Like, imagine if Bulma was an evil villain with as smart as connected as she is. Come on now. With the dragon radar and all them resources. Come on, son. If she was really evil, bruh, she'd have been like, bruh, just make me the strongest. And I'll wish for it again and again and again. And nobody will know how or why, because she wouldn't have shared her tech with the good guys. Like, Anyways, yeah, man. Great moments in Dragon Ball. You want to do honorable mentions? Like,
the whole episode is honorable mentions. No.
Right.
No, we'll be here. You know, be like, oh, Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2 after 16 dies.
Also, I know we've been talking about Dragon Ball a lot, but hey, shout out to Dr. Slump, shout out to Dragon Quest,
shout out Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. Sandland that's coming out soon. Shout out to that.
When's the release for that?
Not a one-trick pony. Not a one-trick pony, but like,
I'm not sure.
I will. Okay, let me say one thing. Let me just say one thing, because we haven't given Dragon Ball Super any love yet. So I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and talk about
on your own,
real quick, just what I appreciated
go ahead.
in Dragon Ball Super. What Dragon Ball Super has given us with the whole God thing and all that stuff.
It's the tournament arc. That's about it.
The Tournament of Power, which was a really
Goku Black is
arc,
iconic,
right? But no. But
I didn't say good or bad. I said iconic.
Yeah, iconic bad. All right, no, that's okay. I'm good. Like, Fuse-Zamasu was made a gimmick, bro. Like, he had the opportunity. They had the opportunity to make that arc fire, and then they just they waxed it. They really, really waxed and dropped the ball on it, man. But it's okay.
They took off and then just
exactly like that. Nah. Tournament of Power was the shining star of Super. But what it did is it allowed us to see some of the things that they made great in Dragon and Z and the Buu Saga. And I mentioned this on occasion. I thought why the Buu Saga was my favorite saga in Dragon Ball was because it gave us hype. It gave us new villains, transformations, deaths, fusions, all of it, right? The Tournament of Power gave us the same shit. It gave us hype, new bad guys, super strong people, transformations, moments that are up there with the hypest moments in all of Dragon Ball.
Kamehameha surfing!
The swag surf Kamehameha.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. It had many things. So shout out to the Tournament of Power for being the CPR that Super needed.
Okay, all right.
But the anime. Now, the manga still, in my opinion, needs that same CPR. But in terms of where they are now, and even look, that Dragon Ball Super movie where Gohan, don't even talk to me about that, bro. That bullshit beast mode and all that. No. You can miss me with that. But the Tournament Power, when they was like, yo, Goku, you really about to make all of us fight for survival? He was like, yeah, see me about it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, you can see me about it. And everybody's looking at Goku like he's the villain. I'm just like, look, I'm just trying to work out, bro. Y'all gonna give it to me?
He hired Hit to kill him.
He hired Hit because he was like, bro, nobody's nice enough. Hit, can you kill me? Try to kill him. Like, and again, like I be exaggerating this to be funny, but like that's how Goku really, he's like, dog, I need to hire a universal fire hitman because I'm too nice. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine be Vegeta and be like, damn, he ain't going you know what I'm saying? Golly, Vegeta sitting over here battling with the fact that this other universe got a whole Saiyan empire that he don't got. Looking at these mugs,
isn't it?
I'm supposed to have all.
Isn't it something where? In Fighters, when Goku and Hit interact, and Hit be like, I can finally accomplish my mission or something like that.
But like he can't say all that. But Goku blazed past him quick. You know what I'm saying? Broke all his limits and shit. You know, and Jiren pulled the same thing that Kid Buu did. Threw the spirit bomb back at him. Buu did it first. Okay, that was hype. Granted, Jiren just looked at it. Okay, Jiren just looked at it. Okay, Jiren just looked at it, and Jiren was OP. Like, remember all the Jiren Chuck Norris memes? Like,
sure.
Like the man was OD, and then of course they had to Goku wins, right? But Kid Buu did it first. Kid Buu was the first villain to ever throw the spirit bomb back at Goku. First villain. Anyways, that's my super shout out, and that's the only one that's coming out of this podcast.
The only one.
Damn. Shout out to Toriyama for
shout out to Toriyama. R.I.P. Toriyama.
Him giving the tournament of power let me know that, like, okay, you still here for it. You still got it. Like,
yeah.
Because that was prime time. Tournament of Power was prime time. We was tuned in to every episode, like who's fighting who, what's happening. Like, that was prime time. That was one of the I won't say it's the best tournament arc in anime, because I won't say that. There's a lot of really great tournament arcs in anime, but that was up there.
Yeah,
it was up there.
It was up there. It was up there, but it was definitely a good arc and everything that like you said, people were definitely watching week to week. That's when I was interested in Super and everything. But
the show wasn't the Goku Black arc, which
it was okay.
That could have been an email. Goku Black arc could have been an email.
Oh my God!
It could have been. It could have been an email. Especially, oh man, Fuzimasu wins and then just comes. Nah.
Hard reset. The Sandland game based on Toriyama's work that came out.
Yeah, it's coming out April
26th. You can pre-order now for PlayStation 5.
We'll see if I get
Steam.
Ooh, Steam. Shout out to Steam.
I want to get it.
I mean,
I'm gonna check it out.
I do want to check it out. I mean,
I didn't hear a single yes.
I want to get it.
When I first saw it, when I first saw it announced, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. But I seen some gameplay. We'll see.
I want a demo.
That's funny. No, I just threw the nugget out. Of course you want a demo. You and your demo ass. You love you a demo. Let me demo this game.
I mean, speaking of a demo,
well, do we have anything else? Like, we made a lot of time about Toriyama, and there were some things to talk about.
Both of y'all,
and the compiled list of news that will wrap the episode. Well, not wrap, but move on into the episode about that wavy compiled. Let's hit it then.